How's everybody doing today? You know, I'm not an Obama supporter at all, but I do like to quote the president when I say fired up and ready to go. You guys ever heard him say that? Fired up?
Yeah, we are!
All right. My name is Ryan Brooks. I'm a military veteran. I was born and raised in Spokane, Washington. I went to Afghanistan 2009, 2010. Came home. It is really bad what's happening to our men and women over there. I mean, regardless of who sent them, regardless of who's in charge right now, they're not fighting for freedom. They're over there getting killed by the people they're supposed to be training. Every single person who dies over there and gets injured, loses a limb, loses eyesight, it's in vain. So I just want to say that right now. We need to bring the troops home. And any politician, whether it be a Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, whoever it is, if there's one of them out there that says bring them home, then that's who I'm behind. I just wanted to say that. But I do have a little quote I like to tell people when I say that free men own guns and slaves don't. You guys down with that? Free men own guns and slaves don't. Now, free men own guns, slaves don't.
That's right!
Now, there's another one out there that says they keep us divided so we can be conquered. Have you guys heard of that one? All right, I would hope that you guys would agree with me when I say that without a shadow of a doubt. Our nation is very, very divided right now.
Yes, it is. Thanks, Obama.
Obama, Bush, Clinton, right? It goes all the way back. All right. What I'm trying to say here is, I mean, hey, we have a fairly nice turnout. Not as nice as the last one. Okay, hey, people are busy. They do what they got to do.
They work.
They work.
But how many people out there, especially in Washington, they're I like to call them the trendies, the liberal people, they'd see something like this on my back and they would run in fear and cower. That gun has mind control, like Bob Costas talked about on Sunday Night Football. It's gonna hop up and shoot somebody. Do you think, because I mean, we have our media. Our media has been it's just abysmal. I don't even own a television. I don't watch it at all. I'll do a little shameless promotion. I actually do my own radio show on Orion Talk Radio called The Sound of Freedom. You guys can check that out. Sound of Freedom on OrionTalkRadio.com Monday through Fridays at 9 p.m. So please check that out. But what I'm getting at here is, okay, we have people here, and it's really encouraging to see that they know about the Second Amendment. You guys realize free men own guns, slaves don't, okay? No free man shall ever be debarred the use of arms, to paraphrase Thomas Jefferson. What is it? The Second Amendment is the liberty's teeth. Something along those lines. George Washington said that. But how many people in this country do you think are not going to subscribe to that no matter what? Because they're brainwashed by our public schooling, by our televisions, by our public politicians, and they will see something like this. You see, they're not here, by the way, because we've got guns. Oh, you know, they're pretty scared. They're not going to show up, but they're still going to vote for the politicians that say we need more gun control. They're still going to think that a sign that says gun-free zone is going to keep someone from going in there and committing a crime. We are divided.
Yes,
okay, we are divided. And the reason why I wanted to get up here and speak tonight, folks, is because, or rather today, see, I'm used to being on the radio, I say tonight all the time. The reason why I want to speak is just to say this, okay? I have no doubt from what I've seen in Afghanistan, what I've come home to realize is happening to our once beautiful, proud nation, things are not going to get better anytime soon, folks. We look at the social problems in this country, we look at the economic problems in this country. No law is going to solve any problems. No politician is going to solve any problems. All of our problems start and stop with us. We live in a collectivist, progressive society, and it's been going on for over 100 years. Went back to Woodrow Wilson, Theodore Roosevelt, the creation of the Federal Reserve. I mean, it goes way far back. We're living in pretty much the result of that, and we're seeing it unfold in front of our very eyes. My own father, I grew up in a household with no guns at all. I couldn't even have a squirt gun. You'll never need a gun in this house, he said. But when I came home from Afghanistan, the first thing I did was buy this 44 Magnum right here, because I said, you know what? The Taliban can't kill me. I'm not going to get taken out by some whack job when I'm at Walgreens. You know, butter knife. I would bring it to my father's house. I'd say, hey, Dad, check this thing out. And he's like, oh, hey, that's kind of a pretty piece there. You know? He started to kind of open up. Well, when I took him to the gun range, guys, ladies and gentlemen, that's when he was like a little kid, and I realized he didn't like guns because he had no experience with guns. He had no idea. He was a little kid. He was shooting this thing, and he was flagging people. I had to calm him down. But we have a huge group of people in society that don't want to shoot guns. They think they're scary. They think people who understand what the Second Amendment is really for are scary. They want to change the Constitution. I mean, who's that writer out there in New York? treatment or something. We need to change the Constitution. It's old. It's archaic. Our IQs are higher now. You know, the founding fathers, they had slaves. We should just ignore what they're saying. This is 2013. There's really people out there who subscribe to that, folks. And what I'm saying is so many people in our country, unfortunately, nothing is going to help them. Nothing is going to save them. It's like the movie The Matrix. They will not be unplugged. You can't unplug people if they don't want to be unplugged. You can't go tell somebody truth if they don't want to hear it. And I've learned that the hard way. I've been out bullhorning. I've put up flyers of Obama dictator scum all over this city. People called the police on me. All this stuff. I ruined family relationships. My friends thought I was crazy because I would just say, "Do you realize what's happening?" And they're like, "Whoa, what happened to him?" But now I realize things that cannot go on forever simply won't. With this battle that we're fighting right now with the Second Amendment, when it comes down to you individually, each and every one of us individually, you are the only person that can give up your rights. Okay, so they can pass a law, and let me know what you guys think about this. They could pass a law that says AR-15s are illegal, magazines, scary, handle, pistol grips, everything, but I don't know about you guys, I just don't have any weapons like that for the purpose of turning in. Do you? That's what I'm saying, folks. We all need to draw the line. For me personally, I will not go to an airport. I don't appreciate getting groped and seeing women and children groped by the TSA to keep us safe. That's where I draw my line. Now, if FEMA or the Homeland Security, whoever nonsensical, scary agency actually comes out to where I live and knocks on the door and says, "Mr. Brooks, I'm here to confiscate your guns," well, that's when I'm going to have to draw my line, individually, okay? And that's the only thing at this point in time that we can do. We all need to draw our own lines individually. But realize, once again, it's going to get worse, okay? There are so many people in this country, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. You know, Obama's great. He ended the wars. What else did they say? He fixed the economy, he fixed the taxes. See what I'm saying? And they really believe that. And I'm like, wow.
Look at their W-2s.
But hey, they keep us divided so they can conquer us, okay? You got it. I've heard people yelling out here, Obama's a puppet. Without a shadow of a doubt, Obama's a puppet, just like George W. Bush was a puppet, okay? Now,
Empty chairs.
The left-right paradigm, right? Republicans are different than Democrats, right? I mean, hey, they're both selling us out, folks.
Yes, they are.
The solution is not political. The solution is cultural. Our society is what's sick. You know, that's why we have somebody was mentioned in the movies and the video games. It starts with, you know, I have a 6-month-old baby girl, and I tell you what, from what I'm seeing, she will not go to public school. I mean, are you kidding? You go like this, pow, whoa, whoa, you gotta suspend that kid. Kids in Texas were told for a school assignment to make a new communist nation flag for a school assignment in a public school. And then coming to this rally, I hear on the radio, they're like, in Washington, the tests are too hard for the students and the teachers. We need more laws so the parents will be told what the test will be. And that's up to the parents. We all need to take personal responsibility. Once again, we live in a collectivist society. We need to break that and be individuals. We have the power. We don't go to power. We don't go there. We don't go to the White House and beg for more power. Please give us more. Please give us our rights back. Please, no. You know what? They can rip up the Constitution that says it doesn't matter, but that doesn't change the fact that these are inalienable rights given to us by the creator of the universe, no matter who you think it is. So, they can make guns illegal, but no matter what, it's up to you. What are you going to do? Are you going to be like the people down in Oakland and up in Seattle who are turning their guns in for their own safety? Is this 1984? I'm turning my guns in because it makes me feel safer. I tell you what, this gun right here is just going to hop up and shoot me. I mean, folks, I'm really happy to see you guys out here. Just keep the faith, stay positive, but realize, I can't say it enough, things are going to get worse. Ultimately, this is a distraction. Of course, they're making this huge debate about guns and all this stuff, but at the end of the day, okay, you can turn in your gun, the people that are silly enough to do that right now, if we have our currency crisis or economic problems that, it's at this point, folks, it's impossible for it not to. What's the debt? 16.7 trillion? What's up with that? That's just going to go away? That's America. Right. We have the private banks, Federal Reserve is printing the American money, loaning it to the government. Our income tax pays the interest on the debt that the government owes the Fed. I mean, it's so corrupt. So what I'm getting at, folks, let's try to look at this from a different perspective, okay? Love is the only truth. Everything else is illusion. They want us to be angry. They want us to go march on the Capitol and get in a big fight and do all this other stuff. I say just ignore them. Barry Soetoro, Barack Hussein Obama, whatever this guy's name is, I don't even want to give him my attention. He's not even worthy of it. You know what I'm saying? They're laughing at us. We're like, Barack Obama, I'm gonna get you, boy. You sold us out. Of course he did. It's a joke. He's a disgrace. He is such a Manchurian candidate. It's unbelievable. We don't know what country he's from, what school. His school records were sealed off for national security. His medical record. I mean, right? I mean, it's unbelievable. So, folks, we have more power when we become independent and we get off. We get every government dependency out of our lives, as hard as it is. I was born a city slicker and I got out. I'm out in the country. I'm out in Mason County living in the woods. I've got chickens that I have to slaughter. I'm trying to live off the grid. I'm trying to do everything I can to be independent. They don't control us. We empower them. You know what I'm saying? If we ignore them, they have no power. What happens if at the RNC or the DNC, nobody showed up? Nobody. No politicians, no protesters, and they would be irrelevant. You see what I'm saying? Ignore them. Our attention. We give them their attention. We give them our attention, and that empowers them. When Obama goes up there and makes a speech and everybody gets outraged, he's winning. The people who are controlling him are winning. So just know, if you don't believe me, there's a ton of information out there. It's going to get worse. Get ready for when that dollar dies. We have the fiat currency of the world, backed by nothing, being printed by a private bank, not even in our control. It's going to get worse. Yep. So keep the faith, keep your guns, draw that line, don't turn them in, keep spreading the word. That's what we're doing. That's the only reason why I came. To me, a rally or something, at this point in time, a rally is like if you have kids, you know, where your son or daughter slams a door on you to try to show like they're mad or they have power, you know? That's what these real power brokers, and I'm not talking about state legislators and congressmen and congresswomen, I'm talking about the big money power behind them, you know, the big lobbyists and stuff. So when we have a million-man march and we're marching and yeah, you know, Tea Party or whatever, they're just kind of like, okay. All right, but
no, wakes them up.
And even if that rally, I know there's been treason committed. I know people like Eric Holder, absolute disgrace to this country. Manit Napolitano or Janet, Mr. I mean, really? I mean, these people. I mean, without a shadow of a doubt, they violated the Constitution. Chief Justice Roberts, right, with his Obamacare. I mean, he's supposed to be conservative. They're selling us out left and right. A lot of them have committed treason, but remember all these trendies out there. It seems to me a majority, the people who have no clue, they live in this fake reality. Everything's fine, nobody seems to care. Guns are scary, I would never need one. I don't want to have gun laws, or I need gun laws. I don't want things to be like the Wild West. I went to college, I have a piece of paper that says I'm smart. All this stuff, they're not gonna, I mean, imagine what they would do if someone really went to the White House and gave Eric Holder what was coming to him, or so to say, said, hey, we the people are putting you on trial for treason, or something like that. There would be a huge group of people in this country that would be like, oh my gosh, these are the crazy domestic terrorists that I hear about on television. When I came home, the thing that got me on this trip, folks, is when I came home, I found out that the Department of Homeland Security says white military veterans are the biggest threat to the United States of America, not Al-Qaeda. Right. How many veterans we got here? We got some veterans? We got a lot of veterans. Veterans, you guys already know, you guys are the biggest threat because you know you're responsible with your guns. You know what you're doing with guns. And I'll tell you, getting out last year, there's a lot of sad children that are joining. I mean, look at the shape of our economy. How many kids are just joining because it's like, well, I had to get a good job. You know, I had to get some medical insurance, you know, I'm just trying to do what I got to do, fight for freedom. They go to Afghanistan, they get blown up, they don't do, you know what I mean? But we are under attack. The veterans are targeted, so just keep that in mind. I mean, what kind of Department of Homeland Security? We're supposed to be at war with Al-Qaeda, but meanwhile, veterans, white military veterans who wave the "Don't Tread on Me" and talk about Ron Paul and talk about the Constitution, those guys are the biggest threats to America. Well, I suppose we are the biggest threat to the new America, where they have military drills across the country from state to state. That's the new normal, you know? Indefinite detention that was put into place by Barack Obama and endorsed by Mitt Romney. Hey, that's the new normal. It is what it is. So just remember, folks, the solution to this collectivist problem is all of us individually putting our foot down, drawing the line, saying, hey, individually, I will draw my line, okay? But at the same time, realize this country has already chosen its fate. We're going down the road to serfdom. Hey, the more that you realize that now, the better off that you get. My hope is that if enough of us who see what's going on, who realize we have a major problem, If we realize this, we prepare ourselves mentally, physically, financially. We get dependent. We start growing a freedom garden like they used to call them in World War II. We do things like that. We take accountability for ourselves. We're going to be able to get through this. I mean, look at Hurricane Katrina. Look at Hurricane Sandy. As soon as there's a disaster, millions of people are like, oh, government, feed me. President Obama, come to my block right now and give me gasoline because people are going to die. We don't have heat. Those are the same people who think guns are bad, Obama's going to change it, they don't live in reality. They are going to be the ones who have to deal with the fact that they never saw reality coming. Things that cannot go on forever won't, folks. I just want to thank you very much for this time. Just everybody keep the faith.